trans classmate turned playing victim into a weapon until her new name became old news. The most dangerous person in our school wasn't the dealer or the kid who brought a knife. It was the 5 feet 4 inches trans girl named Madison. When she walked into senior year, it took everyone a moment to realize this confident girl was the same person we'd known as Michael just 3 months earlier. And our whole school rallied around her transformation with genuine support. We loved seeing her this happy, right up until she discovered that acceptance was the deadliest weapon she'd ever held, and decided to aim it at the most vulnerable kid in our grade. It started small. She'd ask for deadline extensions because she was dealing with a lot and leave class whenever she felt overwhelmed. Then she started skipping gym every day, explaining she didn't feel comfortable changing at school, and the administration immediately excused her from PE requirements. Soon, she was taking extra time in the bathroom, for safety reasons, between every class, arriving later and later, sometimes missing entire first periods. By October, Madison had learned she could pry any boundary without consequence, and once she knew no one would challenge her, her behavior toward other students turned cruel. Madison got paired with Kevin for a chemistry lab, and when he suggested she was measuring the solution wrong, she got teary-eyed. "I'm sorry, is there something about me that makes you think I can't do basic measurements?" Her voice shook as she added, "I deal with enough invalidation outside school." Kevin immediately backed off, apologizing profusely. By the end of the week, Madison was having him do her portion of every lab while she sat on her phone, knowing he was too scared to complain. In October, our English teacher, Mrs. Peterson, made the mistake of marking Madison's essay down for being late. Madison went straight to the principal, claiming Mrs. Peterson was targeting her for her identity and creating a pattern of discrimination. She said she was considering formal complaints and mentioned words like hostile environment and legal options. Mrs. Peterson, 2 years from retirement, started just giving Madison A's on everything, and Madison bragged in the hallway, "I haven't done homework in weeks. What are they going to do? Fail the trans kid?" She'd become drunk with power, realizing she could destroy anyone who crossed her. Madison's power trip reached a new low when she set her sights on Emma, the sweetest kid in our grade, who used an AAC device to talk and spent lunch periods researching World War II. They got paired for a history project, and Madison told the teacher that working with Emma was traumatic, because Emma's inability to make eye contact made her feel rejected and invalidated as a woman. Then she presented Emma's 3 weeks of research as her own. Emma frantically tried to sign that it was her work, while Madison stood at the front of class laughing. This is exactly why she shouldn't be in regular classes. When Emma started sobbing and hitting herself in frustration, Madison turned to the teacher and said, "See, it's unfair that normal students have to deal with this." Watching Madison destroy Emma while stealing her work was it for me. If the school wouldn't punish Madison for what she did to Emma, then I would. I was going to make her feel exactly what Emma felt: powerless, mocked, and ignored. Madison had legally changed her name over the summer from Michael as part of her fresh start, and she corrected anyone who got it wrong like they'd committed a hate crime. Perfect. The next morning I walked up to her locker and said, "Hey Michael, can I borrow your chem notes?" Her whole body went rigid before she exploded. "It's Madison," she screamed, slamming her locker so hard people down the hall turned to stare. "You know what that name means to me? This is harassment. This is violence." Tears streamed down her face as she shook with rage. "I'll have you expelled for this." "Oh my god, I'm so sorry," I said while putting my hand over my mouth. "I meant Madison. It's just, old habit." I let out the same little laugh she'd given while Emma was frantically signing that the project was hers. She stormed off to report me, but something had already shifted. The students who'd watched her steal Emma's work, who'd seen her mock Emma's inability to speak up, who'd suffered under her reign of privilege, they understood immediately what I was doing. By lunch, 5 different people had accidentally called her Michael with the same fake apologies. By the end of the week, half the school was accidentally calling her Michael, and when she corrected them, they'd give her the same dismissive laugh she'd given while Emma was crying, as if her pain was just as funny as Emma had been to her. What was she going to do? Report everyone? Madison lasted 3 more weeks before everything finally caught up with her. The principal had started a real investigation after Emma's parents brought in proof of the stolen project. And suddenly, Madison discovered that crying discrimination didn't work when there was actual evidence against her. Her parents quietly transferred her to a private school 2 districts over, claiming our school was no longer supportive. But we played them in basketball that spring, and their players already knew all about her. Emma returned the day after Madison left, finally free to use her AAC device without fear, and gave her Holocaust presentation to a standing ovation while her hands flapped with pure joy.